Hello students, in today's class we are going to discuss about constructors and what is new keyword, what is constructor overloading, etc. All these are the topics that we are going to discuss in today's class. So first is constructors. What are constructors? Even in C++ also you have studied. Constructors are used for initializing the objects. Constructors are used for initializing the objects. That is, a class can contain constructors apart from the methods. Class can contain constructors apart from the methods, and constructors are called as special type of methods. Why constructors are called as special type of methods? Because they are going to have the same name as of the class. Why constructors are called as special type of methods? Because they're going to have the same name as of the class. That is the reason why constructors are called as a special member methods or special methods. And constructors are not going to return any values, so they do not specify any return type. Constructors are not going to return any values, so constructors do not use any return type, not even void. And the constructors are called automatically whenever an object is created. That is, whenever memory has been allocated for an object dynamically, automatically the constructors are going to be called. Once again, what is constructors? What are constructors? Constructors are used for initializing the objects. That is, a class can contain constructors apart from the methods, and constructors are called as a special type of methods. Why constructors are called as special type of methods? Because the name of the class is going to be same as the constructor name, or the constructor name is going to be same as of the class name. That is the reason why constructors are called as a special type of methods. And constructors do not return any values, so they are not going to use any return type, not even void. And the constructors are called automatically whenever an object is created. That is, object is going to be created dynamically with the help of the new operator. As soon as the object is created, the constructors are going to be called implicitly. So now let us see, with the help of an example program, class, the name of the class I am taking as my demo, and this class my demo is consisting of constructor. And now see here, constructor is a special type of method because it is going to have the same name as of the class, and this is the name of the constructor. My demo is same as the name of the class, and constructors do not return any value, so we are not using any return type, not even void. And within this constructor I am using one output statement, where the output statement is used for displaying from default constructor. And the class is also consisting of main method, and in the main method I am creating an object for the class my demo. The name of the object is D1. D1 is the object which is created for the class my demo, and memory is going to be allocated to the object D1 using the new operator. Dynamically the memory will be allocated to this particular object by using the new operator. And as soon as the object is created, automatically the constructor is going to be called. Implicitly the constructors are going to be called. So here the constructor will be called, and when the constructor is called, this output statement is going to be executed within the constructor, where the output is going to be displayed as from default constructor. So here constructors are of two types. The first is called as a default constructors, and the second is called as a parameterized constructors. What do you mean by default constructors? Constructors without any parameters. Constructors without any parameters are called as a default constructors, and constructors with parameters are called as a parameterized constructors. Constructors are of how many types? Two types. What are those two different types? The first is called as a default constructors, and the second is called as a parameterized constructors. Default constructors, in the sense the constructors without any parameters are called as a default constructors, and the constructors with parameters are called as a parameterized constructors. So here in this example, whatever the constructor we have made use is a default constructor. That is, a constructor is not having any parameters. Constructor is not having any parameters, so it is called as a default constructor. And similarly, if the constructor is making use of any parameters, then it is called as a parameterized constructor. And in this program, D1 is an object created for the class my demo, and the memory is going to be allocated dynamically with the help of the new operator to this object. And as soon as the object is created, the constructor my demo is going to be called implicitly or automatically. So this is about constructors. And the next topic that we are going to discuss is a new keyword. New keyword. What is new? New is a keyword of Java. New is a keyword of Java. And why this keyword is used? It is used for the creation of objects. That is nothing but creation of objects in the sense it is used to allocate memory dynamically at runtime for the objects. What is new? New is a keyword of Java which is used for the creation of objects. Creation of objects in the sense new is going to be used to allocate memory dynamically at runtime for the objects. So whenever memory is allocated, the objects are going to be created. Example, demo d1 is equal to new demo of. So here with the help of the new operator, dynamically we are going to allocate the memory for the object d1 so that the object d1 is going to be created. And as soon as the object d1 is created, the constructor of the class is going to be called. So in this statement, d1 is an object of the class demo and new is an operator which is going to allocate memory dynamically for the object d1. So that is about new keyword. And the next topic that we are going to discuss is a constructor overloading. Constructor overloading. So what do you mean by constructor overloading? We can have more than one constructor within the same class. We can have more than one constructor within the same class. So if you are having more than one constructor within the same class, if you are having more than one constructor within the same class, then it is called as what? It is called as a constructor overloading. Having more than one constructor within the same class is called as constructor overloading. So constructors can be overloaded within the class. So means that nothing but having more than one constructor within the same class is called as a constructor overloading. And when we are overloading the constructors, we have to follow certain rules and regulations. What are those rules? So the first is the number of parameters should be different from constructor to constructor. The number of parameters must be different from constructor to constructor. That is the first rule to be followed when we are overloading the constructors. And the second rule is that if the number of parameters are same, their data types should be different. The constructors are having same number of parameters, two or more constructors are having same number of parameters, then at least their data types should be different. So these are the two rules that we are going to follow whenever we are overloading the constructors. So once again, what are those rules and what do I mean by constructor overloading? Constructors can be overloaded within a class means that we can have more than one constructor within the same name in the class, which is called as the constructor overloading. And when we are overloading the constructors, we have to follow certain rules. The first rule is that the number of parameters should be different from constructor to constructor. And the second rule is that if the number of parameters are same, their data types should be different. So these are the two rules that we are going to follow for constructor overloading. And when we are overloading constructors, which constructor is going to be called by the object when the object is created? And it depends upon the parameters we are passing. It depends upon the parameters we are passing. So depending upon the parameters we are passing, the appropriate constructor is going to be called. The appropriate constructor is going to be called at the time of object creation. At the time of object creation. So whenever we are overloading the constructors, the number of parameters should be different, and if the number of parameters are same, the data types should be different. And if you are overloading constructors, which constructor is going to be called by the object whenever an object is created? It depends upon the number of parameters we are passing. It depends upon the number of parameters we are passing. So depending upon the number of parameters we pass, the appropriate constructor is going to be called at the time of object creation. And compiler is going to decide at the time of compilation itself which constructor is to be called depending upon the number of parameters and their data types we are using. What does the compilers are going to do? They are going to decide at the time of compilation itself which constructor is to be called, depending upon the number of parameters and their data types that are used in the constructors. So whenever we are overloading, the compiler is going to decide at the time of compilation itself which constructor is to be called, and based on what it is going to decide, the compiler is going to decide based on the number of parameters and types of parameters. Which constructor is to be called is going to be decided by the compiler at the time of compilation itself. So now let us see with the help of an example program. So here I am taking a class, I am defining a class using the keyword class. The name of the class is rectangle2, or whatever the name class name is, user defined identifier. So whatever the name you want, you can take it for the class rectangle2. And see here I am using constructors The name of the constructor is same as of the class, and this is a default constructor because it is not using of any parameters, and this is the statement that I am using in the default constructor. Then I am using one more constructor. So this is called as overloading. Having more than one constructor with the same name within the same class is called as constructor overloading. So the second constructor is rectangle 2, which is taking one parameter of type integer, and third constructor, which is taking two parameters of type x and y of type integer, and fourth constructor, which is also taking two parameters x and y, where x is of type double integer and y is of type double. So here the first is the default constructor because it is not making use of any parameters, and the second is the parameterized. Second, third, and fourth are parameterized constructors, and here all these four constructors are satisfying the rules of constructor overloading. What are those rules of constructor overloading? The number of parameters should be different. So in each and every case, the number of parameters are different. That is the first rule. So it is satisfied. And second rule is that if the number of parameters are same, then the data types should be different. So if you take the third and fourth constructors, in the third and fourth constructors, the number of parameters are same, but their types are different. In third constructor, the types of parameters x and y are integer, and in case of fourth constructor, x is of type integer and y is of type double. So data types are going to be different. So this is called as constructor overloading. And here, whenever I am creating an object, depending upon the parameters we are passing, the compiler is going to decide at the time of compilation itself which constructor, which overloaded constructor is to be called. So in the first case, when I am creating an object, or the default constructor is going to be called because we are not passing any parameters. And at the time of creation of object R1, then the constructor with one parameter is going to be called, where that one parameter is of type integer, and at the time of construction of an object R2, then the next constructor, third constructor, is going to be called where both the parameters are of type integers, and in the next constructor, when I am creating an object R3, the fourth constructor is going to be called, which is taking two parameters. The first is of type integer and the second is of type real or float. So depending upon the number of parameters we are passing, the compiler is going to decide at the time of compilation itself which appropriate constructor is to be called. So this is called as what? This is called as a constructor overloading. And the next thing that we are going to discuss is this keyword. The next topic that we are going to discuss is called as what? This keyword, which is one of the important feature that has been introduced in the Java programming language. So what is this? This is a keyword of Java, and not only keyword, it is also a pointer. We have already studied in the C language that pointer is going to contain the address of another variable. So similarly here also, this is a keyword of Java, and this is a pointer. And what does this pointer is going to contain? It will contain the address of the current object with which we are calling the methods. What does this pointer is going to contain? It is going to contain the address of the current object with which we are calling the methods. So in a class, you can create any number of objects. For a class, you can create any number of objects, but you cannot call the methods using all the objects at the same time. So currently, using which object you are calling the methods? The address of that current object is going to be available in this keyword. That is one purpose. And the second purpose is why that this keyword is used means when the local variable and instance variables of the class are same. That is, whenever the names of the local variable and instance variables are of same, then we can make use of this keyword to refer to the instance variable inside the method. What is the second purpose of this keyword? When the local variable and instance variables are having the same name, then we are going to make use of this keyword to refer to the instance variable inside the method. For example, let us say with the help of an example program, class. The name of the class is this demo, The name of the class is this demo, in which I am declaring one instance variable. So this is instance variable. Which variables are called as instance variables? The variables which are declared inside the class and outside the method. The variables which are declared inside the class and outside the method are called as what? Those are called as instance variables. So here x is an instance variable because it is declared inside the class and it is declared outside the method. And the class this demo is consisting of one method. The name of the method is display, and this method, display method, is taking one parameter x of type integer, and the method is not going to return any values. So the return type of the method is taken as a void. And here if you observe the name of the local variable, here x, this x is a local variable, and this x is an instance variable. This x is an instance variable and this x is a local variable. So the names of the instance variables and local variables are same. So when the names of the instance variable and local variables are same, then if you want to refer to the instance variable inside the method, we can make use of this keyword. So here this dot x is equal to x. So here in this case, this x is nothing but it is instance variable x, not the local variable, and this x is called as a local variable. That means nothing but the value of the local variable x is going to be assigned to the instance variable x. And what value of x will be assigned, that depends upon the value we are passing when we are calling the display method. And next is we are having one more method within the same class, this demo, and the method is show. The name of the method is show, which is also taking one variable x. So here x is local to this method show. X is local to this method show, and the method show is also not going to return any value. So the return type of the method is taken as a void. And here within this method I am saying x is equal to x. So here both the x's refers to the local variable x. Both x's refers to what? Both x's refers to the local variable x. So now see, we are having main method. Within the main method for the class this demo, within the main method for the class this demo, I have created an object d1. And dynamically using the new operator, I am allocating memory for the object d1. And at the time of allocation of memory to the object d1, as soon as the object is created, then the constructor is going to be called automatically. So here the default constructor is going to be called. And even if the class is not consisting of constructor, the compiler provides the default constructor. So here the default constructor is going to be called. And using this object d1, I am calling the display method, and at the time of calling the display method, I am passing the parameter 10. Because the display method is taking one parameter x of type integer, so I am passing 10 into the variable x. And the x, this x is a local variable of display method, and the value of the local variable x, that is 10, whatever the value we have passed at the time of calling the function, that will be passed into this variable x. So local variable x, and that value of local variable x, that is 10, will be assigned to the instance variable x. So here why it will be assigned to the instance variable x? Because the names of the local variable and instance variable are same, and inside the method to refer to the instance variable, which keyword can be used? This keyword can be used. So here I am calling this dot x. So in this case it is going to refer to the instance variable, means the instance variable is assigned with the local variable x, that is the value of local variable x is 10. So here system.out.println of d1.x. So in this case the value of x is going to be displayed as 10. And similarly I am creating one more object d2 for the class this demo, and this time I am calling the show method using the object d2 of 10. So here also I am passing 10 because the show method is taking one parameter x of type integer, and this x is local to show method, and inside the show method I am saying simply x is equal to x, means the value of a local variable will be assigned to the local variable x only. Means this value 10 has not reached the instance variable x at the time of calling the show method. Whatever the value 10 I am passing, that value 10 is not reached to the instance variable x. So now here if I say system.out.println of d2.x, in this case the output is going to be displayed as a 0, because the value of the local variable does not reach it to the instance variable. We are not using any instance variable within the show method. If you want to refer to the instance variable, you should say this dot x, because the names of the instance variable and local variable are same. The name of the instance variable and local variable are same. So the value that you are passing into this local variable x has not reached the instance variable x. So in this case, in the second system.out.println statement, the value of d2.x is going to be displayed as 0, and the same is explained here. So in the above program, both the display and show methods takes an integer x as parameter, and the instance variable is also named as x. So both the methods are taking one local variable, and the name of the local variable is x, and the instance variable is also named as x. And this keyword in the display method is going to refer to the object d1, because display method is called with the help of which object? D1. So as we already said that this is a keyword as well as it is a pointer which contains the address of the current object with which we are calling the method. So display method is called with the help of which object? D1 object. So this pointer is going to contain the address of what? This pointer is going to contain the address of D1. So this is a keyword, and in display it refers to the object D1, because display is called with the help of the object D1, and the value 10 is assigned to the instance variable within the display method. The value 10 is assigned to what? Is assigned to the instance variable, and when d1.x is called, it is going to print 10, because the value of the local variable x is assigned to the instance variable. So d1.x means we are nothing but we are calling the instance variable of the class using the object. So it is going to print the value as 10. But in show method, this keyword is not used. That is, inside the show method, this keyword is not used. So simply the statement x is equal to x, what it is going to do, it is going to assign the value of the local variable x to the x only. So both x's are referring to the local variables. So that is the reason why the value of the local variable has not reached the instance variable. As a result, when I am calling system.out.println of d2.x, then in this case the value of d2.x is going to be printed as what? It is going to be printed as 0. Why it is going to be printed as 0? Because the value of the local variable is not reached to the instance variable x, because the names of the local variable and instance variables are same, and within the show method I am not using the this keyword. So because I am not using the this keyword, there both the x's are going to refer to the local variables itself. So this is the called as this keyword, which is a pointer, and it contains the address of the current object with which the method is called. That is one purpose of this keyword. And the second purpose of this keyword is whenever the names of the instance variables and local variables are same, and if you want to refer to the instance variable inside the methods, then we can make use of the keyword which is called as this. So these are the topics that we have discussed in today's class, my dear students. So the first topic that we have discussed is constructors. What are constructors? And example program of constructors. And next is new keyword, which is used to allocate memory dynamically to the objects. And the next thing that we have discussed is this keyword. And one more topic that we have discussed is constructor overloading. That is having more than one class within the having more than one constructor within the same class is called as constructor overloading. And one more topic that we are going to discuss in today's class is this of method. One more topic that we are going to discuss in today's class is this of method. Are you following, students? So here, what is this of method? It is used to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class. What is this of method? This of method is used to call one constructor from another constructor within the same class. And depending upon the parameters we pass, the appropriate this of method is going to be called. What is this of method? This of method is used to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class. We can have more than one constructor. So if you want to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class, then we can make use of this of method. and depending upon the appropriate parameters we pass, the appropriate this of method is going to be called. And here also, whenever we are making use of this of method, we have to follow certain rules and restrictions. What are those rules and restrictions? If at all, if you are making use of this of method, it should be the first statement. It should be the first statement in the constructor, and we cannot make use of two this of methods within the same constructor because both cannot be the first. So whenever this of method is used, what are the rules and restrictions that are to be followed? The first is, if this of method is existing, then it should be the first statement inside the constructor. It should be the first statement inside the constructor. And the second rule is that we cannot use two this of methods because both cannot be the first within the same constructor. We cannot make use of two this of methods because both of them cannot be the first. So these are the two rules that are to be satisfied by the this of method. So once again, what is this of method? This of method is used to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class. So depending upon the number of parameters we are passing, the appropriate this of method is going to be called. And restrictions of using this of method. What are restrictions of using this of method? If at all, if you are making use of this of method, if exists, it should be the first statement in the constructor. And the second is, we cannot use two this of methods within the same constructor because both of them cannot be the first. So these are the rules that we are supposed to follow. And here we should also know the difference between the this keyword and this of method. This is a keyword of Java. This is a keyword of Java. So this is different from this of method. This keyword is different from this of method. So this refers to the current object with which we are calling the methods, and this of refers to the calling of one constructor from another constructor of the same class. So that is the difference between the this keyword and this of method. And now let us see with the help of an example program. So here the name of the class is this one. The name of the class I am taking as this one, which is consisting of constructor. So this is the constructor without any parameters. And here I am overloading the constructors. This is the first constructor without any parameters. This is the second constructor with one parameter. And this is the third constructor with the two parameters. And now first let us begin now. Why? Because always the execution of a Java program is going to begin from the main method, public static void main string arguments of. And within this main method we are using, we are creating an object T for the class this one. T is an object created for the class this one, and with the help of the new operator, the memory is going to be allocated for this object T, and as soon as the memory is allocated, the object is going to be created, and when the objects are created, the constructors are going to be called implicitly. And see here how many parameters I am passing. I am passing one parameter, this one of 10. So out of these three constructors, which constructor is going to be called the second constructor? This one, because it is taking one parameter. So here also we are passing only one parameter. So the second constructor, out of those three constructors, the second constructor is going to be called. And why this of method is used to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class. So now from this second constructor, using this of method, I am calling the first constructor. Why the first constructor will be called? Because I am not using any parameters here. I am not using any parameters. So the control will be transferred to the first constructor, this constructor. And within this constructor, again, I am calling one more constructor of the same class using this of method, and this time in this of method I am using two parameters. So where the control is going to be transferred? The control is going to be transferred to the third constructor. So that is nothing but 40 and 50 will be passed into x and y, and here I am printing system.out.println of x into y, that is 40 into 50. The result is going to be printed, and after printing the result, the control is going to come back to the point from where this constructor is called. So this third constructor is called from inside the first constructor. So the control comes back here, and the next statement. So system.out.println of from default constructor. This is going to be displayed, And this first constructor is called from where? This first constructor is called from the second constructor, from inside the second constructor. So the control is going to come back after completion of this constructor. The control is going to come back to the point from where this constructor is called. So here control come back here, and here the statement system.out.println of x, that is the value of x is going to be displayed as 10. So here first, whenever an object is created, the second constructor is going to be called, that is this statement. In this statement, the second constructor. Why the second constructor? Because at the time of calling the constructor, we are passing one parameter. So the second constructor is going to be called. And from the second constructor, again, which constructor I am calling? I am calling the first constructor using the statement this of, because I am not passing any parameters. The first constructor is the default constructor without any parameters, so that is going to be called. And from the first constructor, again we are calling the third constructor, and this time we are taking two integer parameters using this of 10, 20 or 40, 50. Whatever values you want, you can pass it. So the values of x and y will be multiplied in the third constructor. So that is nothing but from the second constructor we are calling the first constructor, and from the first constructor we are calling the third constructor of same class. So this of method, the purpose of this of method itself is that to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class. We are going to make use of this of method. And whenever we are making use of this of method, what are the rules that are to be satisfied? The rules that are to be satisfied are, if at all if you are making use of this of method, it should be the first statement inside the constructor, and we cannot make use of two this of methods. Why we cannot make use of two this of methods? Because both of them cannot be the first. So that is the reason why we should not make use of two this of methods. So these are the topics, students, that we have discussed today. Once again, what are the topics? What are constructors? What is new keyword of Java? What is constructor overloading? And next example program of constructor overloading. Then this keyword, and then we have discussed this of method. The difference between this and this of method is that this is a keyword which is going to contain the address of the current object with which we are calling the methods, and this of is a method which is used to call one constructor from another constructor of the same class. So with these topics, I am stopping, students, today, and the remaining topics we will be discussing in the next class. Thank you.